Hey, how you doing? What we need to do, or what I need to do to ensure that my rights are actually protected, because I actually have had a judge at Franklin County Court of Common Pleas deprive me of my rights. Yeah, Judge Karen Phipps. Mhm. Deprivation of rights in case 22CV003620. She willfully revoked my liberty, human, civil, and constitutional right to bring that particular case as a plaintiff, which was a severe landlord retaliation case. She revoked my right to bring that case in her harsh summary judgment for the defendants, Krishna Padatata and Rob Rabak of Al County, New York Portfolio Property Management. And she was biased and prejudiced, and she has the inability to be impartial. And actually, she did that as a tactic to cover up for this guy, a bad apple attorney that she went to Capital University Law School with. And that attorney, his name's Michael Casson, he actually did threaten me in writing that if I didn't retract a true report of fraud that his client, Krishna Padatata, was participating in with his home insurance, Amazon, and Liberty Mutual, or one or the other, or something like that. His client, Krishna Padatata, admitted in text, a couple of them, that he was submitting claims to his insurance with incident dates that were not true. They were false. So this particular person, Krishna Padatata, he rented 2951 Huffington Place, Hillsborough, Ohio 43068. Over 29 public records exist with the city of Columbus, 301.gov. Not only complaints, but also outcries for help. He was severely retaliated against, he was stalked, harassed, intimidated, coerced, and threatened, not only by Krishna Padatata, but also that attorney, Michael Casson. We have everything in writing. We have all the documentation. We have all the evidence. And Karen Phipps, she also had all the awareness, and she knew and understood the totality of the circumstances, and she still filed with a harsh judgment in favor of defendant, which we believe she has a professional or personal relationship with Michael Casson. They went to Capital University Law School at the same time, tenure. Either that, or she doesn't like pro se litigants because she was a lawyer once and now she's a judge. And I dare you as a pro se person, call yourself coming in here trying to, go up against attorneys or something like that. I mean, I really don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what it is, but it is evident that she absolutely did violate USC Title 18 on deprivation of rights. She did. She revoked our rights. A lower tier court judge, James Green, Franklin County Municipal Court, 21 CB 020711. He actually reheard the case, and Michael Casson was there, Rob Rabak of All County Hill was there, I was there, my daughter was there, and James Green. And he reheard the case, and he dismissed my counterclaim without prejudice and told me to go over to come up please and refile. But Karen Phipps wanted to play in the court and stuff like that and write up a harsh summary judgment, acting like she didn't know that already. But she doesn't. It's evident in all the pleadings and all the filings and motions and everything else. That Judge Green did that because the Franklin County Municipal Court had gained the awareness of the totality of circumstances, right? All the code violations and things like that that existed. They knew about the fraud, they knew about the coercion and threat of Michael Casson. He said he's going to go down there to that Franklin County Municipal Court and have us immediately set out if we didn't retract the true and accurate report of insurance fraud that his very own client was participating in, and we have the evidence to show it. He sent that letter to us, and then when we replied back to his letter and gave him the evidence with the attached emails from his client, Krishna Padatata, he never said nothing else about it. See, so Krishna Padatata, he never told Michael Casson that he was a scammer and a con artist and everything like that. Yeah, you'll see Krishna Padatata's name isn't on anything. His name isn't on anything, but he came up here to Columbus, Ohio, and he bought him a property that was a piece of shit. She shack hole, and it was unsafe and inhabitable. He rented it out. He almost killed this one, almost blew up in a fire. 2 boxes of not much. That's what it's had. Grandbaby son to put it for her adorable mother. But yeah, so the court had the awareness of that. That Christian Padatata, he just came and bought up a piece of shit that probably was a trap house or ain't no telling first, but he never got an inspection on it. He had full awareness of all the pre-existing conditions. We almost blew up there. I said Columbia Gas had to come and shut the water heater off because there's a gas line that feeds the water heater, and it had rolling flames at the at the top of that, and it was improper combustion. That's typically what happens when it blows up the whole house and people on the block and individuals die. But Karen Phipps wanted to make sure that that was covered up. So the entire city of Columbus has the awareness of that. This public record, you can go look it up yourself. 311.gov, Columbus, Ohio, the city of Columbus, Mayor Ginther, the city attorney is Zach Klein. The zone prosecuting city attorney that was on this particular case and was going to file retaliation charges against Christian Quatatata as the owner and All County Neo as the property management. Her name was attorney Tierra Ross. She didn't do anything whatsoever but keep sweeping things under the rug and ignoring any inquiries and requests and things like that. She had all the evidence. She knew exactly what even happened at the eviction hearing in 21CB020711 on the date that we were placed under duress by Michael Casone while we were there. At the hearing, we actually outreached her and another guy who works for the city named Todd Dillon, asking, could you please intervene on what is going on to us? And nobody would. They have full awareness and nobody would. City council members, or whoever for the city council, M.S. Brown, Zach Davidson, then we tried to copy them on it. We tried to just alert everybody. We tried to alert 6 on your side, send it to the tips, channel 10, channel 4. Nobody ever wanted to bring any attention to this and what was going on. They didn't care. We were severely harmed. And actually, we didn't even get our security deposit back. We paid all our rent up front. We moved in May of 2020, and then by October of 2020, we had paid the entire contract up in full in 2 lump sums. Yeah, because we just wanted to uphold our end of the bargain as tenants, regardless of what anybody does. If you stay in this nice place, you got to pay. So that's what we did, thinking that he would, do what he was supposed to do by way of landlord duty and obligations, and he was absolutely negligent in that. And then his property management, All County Neo, they didn't come on board till September 2020, so all the rent was paid and everything like that. They never did a walkthrough. They never see the place. They don't know the condition. And obviously, he didn't tell them that he already had code enforcement on his ass before. He was supposed to relocate us because of a sunken laundry room floor had load and mildew and severe leakage had occurred, I guess. But it was like that when we moved in. And during COVID, they were not allowed, prohibited for inspectors to come in during that time. So they would call people, like if tenants complained over the phone and stuff. So he was supposed to move us and all of that because it's his responsibility, but he never did. He never did shit. He never fixed up, and he never did any damn thing with the code violations or anything. And so the city went on and filed something against him and All County Neo and a plethora of other people after we consistently complained on the public record. So you can look up 2951 Huffington Place, Huntsburg, Ohio 43068, or you can type in Christian Quatatata, or you can type in All County Neo Portfolio Property Management. You can do it with the Ohio Department of you can do it with the Ohio Attorney General. There's a complaint there where they actually responded with a bunch of lies. You can look on that, and then you can also look on 311.gov, just outreach and ask for the public records. You can see everything. We detail everything, all the complaints, what their intervention was. Just outcries for why isn't the city doing anything. I thought a tenant could complain about these types of things and not face retaliation and stuff like that. Nobody ever did anything, even to this day. But the city Councilor Tierra Ross told Ohio Supreme Court that she was working with City Council on developing a new ordinance to protect tenants from retaliation to government agency, because the one that they had in place during the time that we were having our issue was actually found unconstitutional. And the disciplinary board just basically said, hey, if it ever becomes, constitutional and it's within the statutory limits, then the city can go ahead and bring a retaliation claim against it. But as it stands, we don't find that she did anything wrong. So basically, the city can't do shit. They just sit up here lying. They had that as part of their most recent, less than a month ago, initiatives telling the public that an initiative for landlord retaliation had passed, where the city could do something about it. But yeah, when we started letting the public know that that could not be true, or is it true? I mean, what changed about it being unconstitutional not too long ago? What verbiage changed? What makes it constitutional now? How are you, city, able to come in and help individuals that have been retaliated against after they advocated for themselves about unsafe and have places that can actually blow them up and stuff like that, and making them sick and exposing them to all these safe hazards and things like that. And the landlord isn't upholding their obligations, and you're issuing code violations, but you're not enforcing it, and you're not doing shit. So what was that? Yeah, so now we go and we look, we don't see that as part of any initiative or anything that they're talking about. Okay, because we asked, we said, oh, since you got something constitutional, can you go ahead and bring that case there? It's within the statute of limitations, isn't it? That's what you told the Supreme Court of Ohio. Didn't you tell them that? We got the letter. We got the letter now. We can put it up. We can put it up. We got the letter from Supreme Court that said that they talked to you over the phone, Tierra Ross. So that's what the fuck you told them. You told them you was over there talking to city council and y'all was working on a new ordinance and doing all this shit. And if by chance a new one comes about that's constitution, then we'll go ahead and bring the case and shit like that, like bullshit in line. That's what they're doing, okay? And I'm the victim, me and my family. Okay, they let this man, Commissioner Palatata, get away with this bullshit, and that Apple attorney, Michael Casone, and his colleague Alex Castle and Karen Phipps ass, who revoked our rights. That's deprivation of rights under cover of law. That is a crime. She needs to be in jail. Do not vote for her in 2025. Okay, and anybody got something to say about it, come say something about it, because I can prove it. Okay, all you gotta do is just open up the case and look at it for your fucking self, and you can see it right there plain as day. She took the risk of finding it, and summary judgments are very harsh. If you're an attorney, I mean, if you're a judge, you need to be very careful doing that, because that is deprivation of rights. If you find a summary judgment of somebody and you didn't give someone that was harmed their right to have their day in court, and that's exactly what she did, because she wanted to cover it up. She didn't want you to know what public elected officials were doing, like Tierra Ross. And how everybody and their mother with the stuff there through on one.gov, and the supervisor in the city knew about the severe retaliation, but they didn't do shit. Okay, so and all these cases are linked. Franklin County Municipal Court, EVH 060439. That's the environmental case that the city brought after we kept complaining, but they never ever are going to enforce it. They just keep on playing and stuff like that because it's on public record. They want you to think they're going to do something because the tenant complained. They're so concerned about the citizens, but it's an absolute illusion. It's an absolute lie. They're not going to do shit. They'll just keep continuing and continuing until the tenant is retaliated against so severely, or they just decide that they're going to leave and stuff like that. And then they'll make an agreement, or they won't do shit and let the wrong door off scot free. Like that's what happened in this particular case. Okay, Commissioner Palatata, All County Neo, Portfolio Property Management, 2951 Huffington Place, Rosebrook, Ohio 43068. And it's adjoined to another place, 2949 Huffington Place, Rosebrook, Ohio 43068. And the neighbor there, him and his wife, they could have testified in court. They could have came and testified. Yeah, but yeah, it's a whole witness disclosure list and everything. And so I didn't have a right to even call the witnesses. I mean, James Judge Green, who we heard the case, 21 CB 020711, that Franklin County Municipal Court reopened after they had all the information specific to really what was going on. And they knew that what Michael Casone did. They had a copy of it and all that. We have an affidavit. Karen Phipps knows this things. Okay. What she did was she spun the truth. Yeah, to find her own best interest in her own agenda. She made things look good on the surface, but it's actually a half truth, which half truths equate to lies. She only told partial. She left out all the pertinent information. She told up to the point that we signed the agreement. So it looks like we agreed to a judgment. So it looks like, you know, the matter was adjudicated on its merit, but she didn't tell you what happened after that Michael Casone was actually reported to Franklin County Municipal Court for the duress, okay? And then everything else, like Tierra Ross and the retaliation and the stalking and the city case that was also down there during the retaliatory eviction that was there in the EVH 060439 case, code violations that Krishna Palatata and Al Qaeda deliberately and intentionally ignored. All of that type of stuff is why Franklin County Municipal Court went on to reopen the case and set up a hearing with the judge. So when we had the hearing before the judge, but you had to be present, Evan Castle was not present. He has no first person information to any of this. Okay, so if Michael Casone didn't tell him, then shame on him. You should listen to him. All right. Karen Phipps didn't want y'all to know that, you know, Michael Casone actually has properties, and he went on All County Neo, Robert Box page, and he put on there that he was an owner, pretty much recommending their services. That is his property management service for the real estate he's dealing. We don't know if it's conflict of interest or not, but it made sense as to why he would send us a letter threatening us to take all that, take down all the social media disparaging remarks, and also retract. He wanted, by the end of the day, if he didn't have a letter that retracted a true report of fraud, he's supposed to be upholding the law. It's true. Why would we send a letter saying, oops, no, just playing with y'all, Liberty Mutual and Amazon. We fake inside. He didn't try to fraud you. And it doesn't make no sense to do that anyways, because they have it already on file. Exactly what he said. He said that the complication issue began on August the 7th with the leaking. and everything like that, but it wasn't true. And by the time Michael Casone outreached, we had already given them the proof in the text that Christian Palatata sent us, saying that please don't tell them that's been leaking going on for a very, very long time because insurance is not going to pay it. I just went on and put that August the 7th was the incident date when it all started. And that was a lie. He knows all the pre-existing conditions. It's insurance fraud. And so Michael Casone knew about that and just covered it up. Karen Phipps knows about it. She knows all of this and covered it up. Yeah, and she tried to make it seem like, oh, well, since you already agreed, hey, I don't have to hear you in this court, that type of thing. And she's also retaliated because we turned her into the Ohio Supreme Court disciplinary board as well. Well, we seen that she was being biased already in prejudice. Okay, so she retaliated. She wanted to make sure we were silent. So she wanted to make sure she revoked our rights. Yeah, she wanted to make sure we were slaves. Yeah, and we don't tell her shit. We don't stand up against her. We don't question shit. And you do what I say, black slave. So pretty much that's what it boils down to. So yeah, the white lady sat up here and revoked the black woman's right to be heard in a court of law. And she overrode what a black judge said. Judge James Green's a black man. He dismissed that case when he heard it right before his face with Michael Casone sitting there, Rob about me and my daughter sitting there. Michael Casone heard every damn thing. So did Rob about. She said that black man down there at that church don't say nothing against my friends. Okay, I'm the white lady. I'm over here. I can kind of court comment. Please don't nobody tell nobody white shit. Okay, so bump what that black man judge said. He ain't no colleague of mine. I ain't worried about that. What that black man said. Dismiss without prejudice my ass. Let me figure out a way to spin the truth and make up some shit, tell half truths, and just stop at where before it came out about my friend from Capital University Law School putting these black motherfuckers on some type of duress, whatever. Well, I'm gonna take their rights from them because ain't shit nobody's gonna do to me anyway. I have immunity. Nothing to know what's gonna do to my white ass. Okay? Unfortunately, that's what it appears to be, and it's really sad because that shit's got to stop. I have any right, just like anybody else. It's actually a human constitutional, civil right. It's an innate right I came here with. I can bring a fucking court case in the court of law and had it heard on its merit without being faced with bias and prejudice. To somebody that's third party and they're impartial. I asked her to recuse herself off of that bench and she refused to. And why isn't she in jail? And it's the same type of bullshit that's going on right here. So I don't know if these people in 22CV007866, the judges, because I have my own cases against them too, and one of them's consolidated, is trying to be in cahoots with these lawyers and they scratching each other's back and trying to revoke my rights again. These people literally just stole my money. They stole $15,028 of my money that they owe me because of employment claims because they wronged me. They said that they didn't, but Ohio Department of Job and Family Services says that you did. It says that I didn't do shit wrong to lose my job. And you also fired me for, participating in protected activities. And EEOC ain't doing shit about it. EEOC knows all of this. EEOC, Thomas Cocklaw, Jamie Williamson, okay, Dilla Gockel, Nanisa Perez, all of these people know that at the Resources, LLC and CBS, and Richard Diageo and Alex Frondorf, what they did. They know with Salvador Lopez, the EEOC mediator, did they know everything that took place on October the 14th, all the way up until October the 18th, at the mediation shit to get everything signed. They know that they wrote and they tried to trick me to sign some type of agreement, paying Spitz off for $15,000. They know I brought that to their attention. I said, I'm not going to sign no type of settlement. They tricked me and coerced me. They said, okay, we'll take out all of the language and everything like that. And then we're going to pay every single dime directly to you. And I signed the fucking agreement. So now what they're doing is acting and playing as if they didn't do that and do it on purpose. They took out all that specific language. They did it on purpose. Salvador Lopez did it, the EEO mediator. EEOC knows it. They know it in Washington, D.C. with Thomas Cocklaw, Director of Field Management Programs. They know it in Philadelphia, who is the district director out there in Philadelphia, Jamie Williamson. They know it at the Cleveland Field for Dilla Gockel. He is the director of the Cleveland, and then Nisa Brells is the program analyst. Those two gave me a call in January, said, file a new retaliation charge. I filed a new retaliation charge, just like they told me. I got the email to support that as well. All right, I filed that charge. Then they try to get funny because they got in cahoots with all them other ones. And they said, we ain't about to enforce this shit. We don't give no fucks about her. We don't really care about Black people at all. We don't care shit about that. We discriminate against Blacks. I mean, we only pick and choose what MSA agreements that are respondent actually breaches that we're going to go after. And most of them is probably white folks that have filed some shit. Okay. So yeah. We ain't about to reinforce. She's stupid and dumb anyway. We ain't got no time for her ass. No, fuck that. We ain't enforcing. We know that it's theft. We know that she didn't give them no consent whatsoever, express or imply to hold on to her $15,028 that was part of the total overall settlement agreement in which they wrote in both the general and MSA agreement where there is no separate breakdown of the disbursement of the funds. They wrote, and everybody knows and everybody signed it, that they will pay her entire total sum directly by a certain date. But then they decided, oh shit, we're gonna hold on to 15,028 because oops, Richard Diageo's ass went over there and lied to Spitz Law Firm, telling them he had a $15,000 check for them because Salvador Lopez told them that the EEOC charging party would deal with Spitz separately. I never said that. See how they lie? And then he forgot to go back and tell them, oops, I made a mistake. Oops, psych, April Fools. No, I actually took all of that language out and I actually don't need to give you anything. I voided that particular agreement where I told you he was getting 15,000, made sure he didn't get one red cent, one dime. Just I wanted to make sure that it was known that we know about the fee dispute, but we don't have to give you anything. You don't even have a lien. You don't have a lien. You don't have a court order. There's no judgment against 15,028. It's actually and technically, as Richard Diageo wrote in his email, it's technically part of the overall MSA settlement agreement that's due her an entire sum. He wrote that, so he knows exactly who the rightful beneficiary is. In an interpleader, you cannot know who the rightful beneficiary is. It needs to be questionable where you don't know. They know. Richard Diageo knows, Alex Fromworth knows, Whitney Minison knows, Spitz Law Firm knows, CBS knows, Aetna Resources knows, Karen Gaster knows, Salvador Lopez knows, Thomas Cockwell knows, Jamie Williamson knows, Nanisa Perez knows, Sabrina Austin knows, Dilip Gakkel knows. Did I say him already? Okay, all the motherfuckers know. Everybody at EEOC know that was involved in the shit. They know I'm the rightful beneficiary. They know the contract has been, the settlement has been breached on MSA, and also they know it's been breached under the general release. They claim that they can't enforce the general release. Whether you can enforce your own MSA agreement, and there is no difference in the breakdown of that. Okay, and then Thomas Cockwell, whoever tried to lie and say, or Jamie Williamson say that they have no privy information to whatever went on with the PLC mediation and with the breakdown of the general releases, and that's an absolute lie. Because Salvador Lopez, he put it in writing actually, in which I have it, that says that they need a copy of the general release, though, because they have to give everything to Congress, because Congress is what oversees the EEOC as far as what their settlements are. Okay, so it's all lies, it's all cover up. So EEOC is a fake. EEOC is a lie. EEOC does not protect Black people, honey. Okay, I'm a whole Black woman. I'm a whole Black woman. No, they don't. And I've been wronged. I actually got fired for protecting, for speaking out about the ongoings and the wrongs in the job and on the job itself, actual employees. All right, but then the employer, instead of committing what they're supposed to do to correct the behaviors of the bad apple employees, they fire the person that's trying to make change and do the right thing for the right reason. It says, I'm not putting my nursing license on the line. I'm not harming patients. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just asking questions so I can be more effective and efficient in the work that I'm doing here, and let you know what these people that you have in leadership roles are actually doing. And it's not okay. So when you bring that up, then HR gets in cahoots with them, and they start conjuring up all this shit about performance and all that. And I don't have any performance, bad performances whatsoever. Point period. I never have ever in life. I mean, these are just liars. And that's what they did. Severe harms. And I've been victimized and nobody's doing shit about it. These motherfuckers have stolen my money, $15,028. Nobody's doing nothing about it. It's not in the trust. It's not in the trust account. Okay. It's not in a court registry. It's not with the innocent party. CPS is the actual alleged tort foreseer. Okay. So that means they're the alleged wrongdoer. Okay. They've been alleged to have committed a tort. All right. So they have interest and ownership in the revenue, in which is at stake right now, because it is their own revenue that they have to pay out post being accused of a wrongdoing. And they agreed to pay it. They said they don't admit the wrongdoing, but they agreed to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in a settlement agreement. even though they claimed that they did nothing wrong. But the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services Unemployment says that they did do something wrong. They said that they fired me without cause. That's why they gave me my unemployment. Okay, so we gave Ohio Department of Job and Family Services every single piece of evidence that we had, and they made the determination. And they actually outreached CVS Aetna again and said, "You got one more chance to show us that you should have fired her and how she violated policy." And they weren't able to do that. Okay. Yeah, I had to get on the phone with somebody. They said, yeah, they use a third-party vendor, TPA or something like that, and they're unable to give me what they said the reason was that they fired you, so we're gonna allow it. Uh-huh. Okay, so I mean, ain't nobody got no time to lie. You don't have to admit it. Okay, I'm not accusing you of. I was accusing you of something, but you say you didn't do it. I say you didn't do it. The settlement said that we weren't going to talk about it, but you put it in the people's court. Now the people can have an opinion about it. A third party don't know shit about either side because I'm trying to get unemployment benefits. Said you did. They said you did something wrong. They said you fired me without cause, okay? During the time that I was participating in protected activities like EEOC and shit like that. But see, they didn't want you to know that. But then yet and still then Alfredo's rose and puts a fucking interpleader. That's a fake interpleader. It's frivolous. It's not true. It's disguised interpleader. All right, they know who the rightful owner is. Okay, interpleader is when you don't know the rightful owner. They're not just a mere insurance company holding on to some money that somebody, it's a beneficiary to somebody, and people are claiming it's theirs, and they don't have no stake whatsoever in, and they don't care who it goes to. No, this is Aetna CVS's actual revenue out of their business account through their insurance that they had to put in a liability claim with their insurance for that they owe as an alleged tort foresee. Okay, so why is there still an interpleader that was filed back in November of 2022 at the Federal Court of Common motherfucking pleas and shit like that with my money that's been stolen and these motherfuckers participated in felony theft? What's up with that? Why isn't their face plastered all over the universe? Huh? Okay. Now, Spitz Law Firm, they didn't do a damn thing for me. Not shit. All right. I filed this claim. This is a federal case. All right. This is a federal case. I filed this. All right. June 17, 2022. It's over October 27, 2022, right? Clark versus CVS. Okay. This is me. I filed all of this. I filed my own complaint. I put in my own affidavit of indigency. I did everything that the judge told me to do. The only thing that Spitz Law Firm did was Trisha Breedlove. She put in an appearance. She found an appearance. That's when I went on and hired an attorney. Then she filed a motion to stay. Then a motion to withdraw. She never filed anything else. She never been down to this court to do shit. She never put no motions in. She never did a deposition. She never did discovery, nothing like that. She never did any actual research or evidentiary work whatsoever. She never did shit. She never got on the phone with a civil rights person. All right. Nick Kerr, nobody ever got on the phone with the civil rights person or whatever. Yeah. Okay. And this person, Nick Kerr, he's talking about, I was telling him I had got a second charge. I had to put a second charge in for EEOC. And they said that it qualified for mediation, which is ADR, right? And they provided me the opportunity to upload my termination letter into the portal. Now, these people were hired Spitz Law Firm at this time. They never uploaded a damn thing into that EEOC portal. They never talked to nobody at EEOC. They never did shit. I'm pro se from the very beginning all the way through the shit. You understand me? Spitz Law Firm won't be able to show shit, no actual work other than the fact that they wrote a letter, first a demand for settlement letter. If they even did that, I never did see it. Okay. So yeah, he's basically saying that they might be able to, what did he say? Oh, he said something about defend me in that charge. Well, they didn't. I ended up went to my own mediation hearing, and also I went to my own mediation hearing as pro se and the Resource LLC, CBS, all the attorneys, everybody, mediator, everybody knew about the fee dispute. They knew about the issue with Spitz. All of that. They knew that Spitz had been fired in September. 23rd or 25th, I got that email somewhere to I fired Trisha Breedlove, but she did not put in for her withdrawal. And I said, I need you to put the withdrawal in or I'm going to do it. So she went on and put it in October the 3rd to withdraw from the case. She was no longer representing whatsoever, point blank period. EEOC, everybody knew about this. Aetna, the EEOC mediator, called me. He said that Aetna Resources through Littler Medicine said that they were still willing to negotiate and come back to the table with me by myself. And that is why we went to the mediation hearing that was already pre-scheduled for October the 14th, 2022, before I even hired Spitz. The mediation was already scheduled before Spitz was hired. All right. So they didn't do anything. Okay. Nothing. They didn't file none of my charges, not OSHA whistleblower, not EEOC, not Ohio Civil Rights, not the federal case. They didn't do any research, evidently weren't interviews, call no witnesses, put no legal holds on nothing, but request any pay stubs, do anything, request any performance reviews, advocate for me to get unemployment. They didn't do anything. Do you understand me? But they're asking for $15,028. You have to be able to show your actual work, and they don't have actual work. Here's the reason why Richard Diageo sent me the email saying that Spitz does not believe they can recover from you. So that's why they're saying they are going to sue me and my colleague Alex Fromdorf individually, plus my firm, Littman Middlesex PC. And the reason why they're telling Richard Diageo that's because Richard Diageo is not taking responsibility for the fact that he went over there and told Trisha Greenlove that he had a $15,000 check for them that was on the way to just send a W-9. Then he never went back and told what actually happened post that when him and Salvador Lopez was accused of deceit and duress and all that, right? He should have took responsibility. He should have went back and told her what the deal was and say, hey, that agreement, I avoided it. He went and told her that I repudiated it. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what he equates to, but he should tell exactly what he did. And that's what's not coming out. And that's the half truth part that everybody keeps doing. And all these attorneys in Columbus, Ohio, and judges, they tell half truths. And what they do is utilize their legal expertise and legalese and Black's Law Dictionary and LexisNexis and Westlaw and shit like that to come up with the bullshit. They go find case law and shit like that to substantiate their version of the story. All right, but they don't continue to tell everything. Okay. The pertinent information, the accurate and factual information. They don't go and they don't tell that because, I'm really just a little nurse to them in a vulnerable population that has no legal background. I'm not a lawyer. I can't get a lawyer. They know I can't. They stole everything that I have, right? They took my livelihood and shit like that wrongfully. From a job and everything like that. I have absolutely nothing. Like I'm literally getting ready to be homeless on the street with my nonverbal autistic grandchild, and nobody gives a fuck about that. I'm literally about to be homeless. Mhm. I do shit wrong. I do shit wrong. It's the 3 employees that did some shit wrong. All right. So, but I'm without a job. Okay. And I never had an issue with Edna ever. I loved Edna. I worked there already, a contract under that supervisor Valerie Smith. She kept calling me back every single year to do the projects and stuff like that. It matters what department you work in. It matters the people. These are bad people that have bad character, and to be targeting people. I mean, this is a whole case of racism. It's actual racism and discrimination that goes on in that place, and that was what I was advocating against. Okay, but when you actually speak up and speak out, then you get targeted against, you retaliated against. Everybody comes against you. It's really sad, but it tells you, it just shows you how people really are. They're dark hearted and they're evil and they're mean. But this shit can happen to you, and it can happen to your loved one and everything. So you need to be cautious and careful. That's why I'm bringing the awareness, because now I have absolutely nothing whatsoever in life. I have nothing. I can't get a job. I don't know what kind of portal or whatever they have. So I got to find something to do for myself. And I'm here to be on the street. I'm here to be homeless. I have a whole, mentally ill son I'm guardian of, and my grandbaby who's 4 years old, nonverbal and shit like that. We're going to be on the street. Probably in some shelter somewhere, but somebody told me all the shelters and shit is full. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. I got to be living in the shelter and do all that. But that's what happens when you actually advocate and you actually speak out. If you're an actual leader and you're an actual change agent, that's truly what does happen. So nobody really is about the right thing for the right reason. No, they're not. Because if you're really about change, you're trying to really have those uncomfortable conversations. You're trying to bring to light and let everybody know out there what's going on, and so that's just what it is. And there's nothing I can do about it because I've been bringing the awareness. Like this case literally is still pending. If I got the court of common pleas. Let's see. Yeah, Franklin County Court of Common Pleas 2200-7866 is still going on right now, and everybody knows that my money's been stolen. There's a theft involved. There's felony theft and everything. So I just basically had to request a jury trial because I can't trust anybody in these courts. I can't. These people at this level, they're all in cahoots. Yeah. I really need this case to be at the federal level. I will take it to the Supreme Court and everything like that. They stole my money. Somebody needs to make them accountable for this. Yeah, so this is the case. Yeah, the complaint was filed by Alex Fromdorf. Yeah, and basically let's see if it pops up. This is a fake interpleader, okay? Yeah, so, yeah, this is an interpleader complaint, and he's basically saying that Aetna's an insurance company, CVS, and blah, 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 blah. And I have filed various discrimination, charges, and it ended up in EEOC. And he's saying all this type of shit. You can pause or read it or whatever. You know, this is just how the stuff, you know, write it up. He's saying that they brought the employment claims at various points during 2022 as pro se. And then about August 2022, Spitz came on board. It says over the course of the next several weeks, Spitz on Clark's behalf and Littner on Aetna. He's saying that they negotiated and to settle all the claims. The lawyers agreed on a settlement. This is the problem that I have with Spitz, because he's saying here, and Spitz was saying that they was negotiating on my behalf to come up with some negotiation and a settlement. I don't have no insight into this. Like, what? All I know is Spitz Law Firm sent over a demand for settlement to Littner for Aetna to agree or not agree and get back to me and say, well, they said no, but they can offer this much because XYZ. And I can say no because XYZ. You know, that's how it goes. You got to do the back and forth. But I never heard anything. I never heard back from Greg Schumacher ever. After he told me he was sending a demand for settlement, I didn't even meet or know anything about Trisha Breedlove to about September 13 of 2022, when she out the blue sent me an email asking what my employment status was. I'm like, wait, who are you? I don't even know. I said, I never met you or spoke to you ever in my life. I'm just trying to figure out why you're outreaching me now. And she's the one that says she's been in settlement with them. Like, have you? Talk about what? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know anything. They're not communicating with me. That's my practice. They're working in their own best interest and not mine. I've never talked to you, lady. What are they over there saying so I can refute or rebut it? Okay, it makes perfect sense to me. I don't understand. That's why I need a jury. Because you don't do this shit. They want just a judge or somebody sitting up there to find, you know, on behalf of them and let them slide with this felony theft and everything else they're fucking doing, right? So let's see. Miss Clark notified Littner. Oh, Spitz notified Littner that Clark terminated their representation and revoking the settlement and intended to proceed with the previously scheduled EEOC mediation, which EEOC mediation was scheduled before Spitz was hired. Spitz informed Littner they had filed a motion to withdraw from the pending court, right? That's true. They not on the federal. Then Spitz delivered a letter claiming a lien of $15,000 in the event Clark had employment. I mean, you can claim a lien all you want. There is no lien. Okay, and what you have to do with liens, if you got a lien against somebody, like, you have to notify them that you feel that they're indebted to them. Spitz Law Firm ain't never sent me shit about no fucking lien. Okay, where is it? And everybody in, I'm not a lawyer, but everybody in the law arena knows if you're going to send something about something in debt, like you have to send that certified. So Spitz Law Firm should actually have a green card returned to them with my signature on it. They actually sent the notice. They don't, and they don't have a lien. There's no lien, there's no court order, there's no judgment against my $15,025. All right. And Spitz Law Firm doesn't have any actual work whatsoever to show you that they did. They didn't do any type of discovery. That's the truth seeking process. They didn't interview nobody. They didn't call that employer. They didn't look shit up themselves. They didn't gain any type of documents themselves. They didn't copy no documents themselves. They didn't use any postage. They didn't use their own gasoline or whatever. They didn't do jack smack shit. They didn't make no copies. They didn't fax. They didn't do anything. Okay, but write a demand for settlement letter. And if Trisha Breedlove's on the phone talking back and forth to Aetna about settlement, she's talking back and forth with them to settle for Spitz, between them with Spitz Law Firm, so they can get some fees for not doing shit. So every exhibit that Spitz Law Firm could have potentially had in a lawsuit was my own profession, my own personal work as pro se. I gave them all my actual work, my evidentiary work, my research, right? My blood, sweat, and tears. Everything that I went and copied, everything I went and scanned, everything I went and typed up, everything I requested of Littner, everything I requested of the employer. Okay, because I requested something of the employer initially, all right? And then Littner sent me something saying now that they were on board with the employer, I could talk to them about everything that I needed. So I was back and forth with Richard Diageo with the different things that I needed. And that's easily verifiable because we were talking back and forth and he was getting everything that I needed and sending it directly to me. Spitz was not involved and Spitz did not do checks like shit and they won't be able to prove that. And that's why Richard said that they told him that they don't think they can recover their costs because they can't show actual work on anything. So why my money is here, I have no idea. There's no lien, there's no judgment, there's no nothing. It's not even in a trust, it's not gaining interest, it's not in court registry, it's not with an innocent person. I mean, what else do I have to prove here? Where's my fucking money and why aren't all these people in jail? And I mean it. You would be, you did this, you stole somebody's shit. Okay. It says, they said they okay, yeah, so there's that. Let's see what else. Miss Clark and Edna attended the EEOC meeting. This is all public record. You can look at it. Yeah, Ms. Clark agreed to sign a new settlement releasing all the employment claims, right? So I released all my employment claims, but they haven't held up their end of the bargain. They haven't paid me all my money, right? Yeah, but so that was a trick. They made me release all my employment claims, which probably would have paid me a lot more than what they settled for because you cannot, so they say, fire somebody for participating in a protected activity, but they did though. So, yeah, so let's see. Yeah, Ms. Clark stated she's disputing the Spitz claim 15,000 28 attorney fee with the Columbus Bar, and the Columbus Bar Associated issued a letter indicating that the agreements were turned over to the Office of Disciplinary Counsel. That's true. That's true. But they don't, disciplinary counsel never investigates anything if there's open cases. And really they don't do anything with specific fee disputes and stuff like that either. They really don't do that. They will leave that up to you to battle out in the court as well. But see, and the Resources LLC and Alex Frondorf, they wanted to interject themselves into this the way that they did in the form of an interpleader because it's an actual legal process that can be utilized, but they're not doing it the right way. And they know they're not doing it the right way. They're using it as a loophole to get out of being discovered of the bullshit that Richard did. That's what they're doing. And because they want to protect their individual assets. So we're going to see you individually, Alex and Richard, for what you did. We know what you told us and all this type of shit. And that's what they're doing. So they're going to step on my back and on my neck and harm me and have me out on the street and all that by stealing my money, stealing my job, doing all that type of stuff. I've been severely harmed. I didn't let this court know 800 times. But even the court is a lazy judge. Chris Brown is a lazy judge. He has made no decision whatsoever on any motion that's outstanding on that court docket at all. Zero. He's done nothing. He's done nothing at all. Okay, the case should have been transferred, or I should have went on the file to writ. Jacqueline Baja stated that they was going to get to them motions in February 2023. She put that in email too. Nobody's did anything on this because they're trying to study the Black Law Dictionary and find something where they can find another fucking loophole to cover up this bullshit. It's corruption, and it's an above the law type of thing where these attorneys are going to get off scot-free for stealing my money. Yeah, I still need my money right now. I mean, yeah, my rent needs to be paid or I'm gonna be on the street. Yeah, I can't find no job, no fucking where they done that shit too. Then this is all because of their employees that started the bullshit. Now, the employer has to be vicariously responsible for the actions of their own employees, and that's what happened here. It's not the employer themselves, the overarching employer, it's the employees and the bad apples on the inside. But because they don't want to listen to somebody that's actually trying to be right, and bring the awareness of what's going on, putting people's nursing license on the line and harming people, wanting people to take shit out of motherfuckers' records and shit like that. I mean, what the fuck? You know, and stalking people and stuff like that. That's not okay. They don't care nothing about that. They just want to retaliate against me and shit like that. And they're continuing to retaliate even now. The EEOC is not protecting me. They're not doing jack smack shit. There's a whole black man, Thomas Coughlin. I don't know what type of black man he is. He must have been the one that was up in the house and plantation or something like that against all the rest of the blacks or something like that. Because he knows exactly what's going on, talking about, oh, well, since the money is in the court, and to put it in the court registry, it's out of their hands. But he actually knows that Edna didn't put shit in no court. And there's no money in no damn court. It's not in a trust. It's not nowhere. There's no lien. There's no court order. There ain't shit. These people stole my shit and EEOC ain't enforcing it. So EEOC is discriminating against me as a whole black woman based on my race, based on my disability. Yeah, and they're retaliating because I told on them to everybody under the sun as well. I reported what they were up to. So they retaliating as well. Who gonna hold them accountable? Who gonna investigate this whole shit and give me my damn money and my damages? Excuse me? Excuse me? Yeah, now I already had somebody down there for the county court of common pleas revoke my rights and deprivation of rights under color of law. Who gonna investigate the court of common pleas? There's some shady shit going on down there. They're revoking rights, innate rights, human rights, taking away people's liberty, constitutional rights and shit like that. Huh? And ain't nobody doing shit about it. No, that's not okay. You know, took everything from me. Everything. I have nothing. I have zero. So what else do I have to lose? Fuck that shit. I need my money. I need everything. I need my money plus. Okay. And took my job and took everything like that. You're gonna get off scot-free and then you're not going to jail. If I had done this to somebody, I would went and stole somebody's $15,028. My face be plastered all over every news media out there. They talk about a black nurse that stole somebody's $15,028. Okay, to seize their property without their consent. Okay, express or imply consent. It's theft. It's what they did. This is not a true interpleader. It's disguised interpleader. It's fake. It's bogus. Okay, it's fraud on the court. All right. And what's Chris Brown doing? Excuse me, they done already scheduled this shit for pre-trial, but he ain't never did anything with those motions. Excuse me. It's a whole motion for dismissal of this shit. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, these are some bitch ass motherfuckers. So you need to keep an eye on these are your public elected officials and stuff like that. Okay, they human beings just like you, just like me. They bleed red. Okay, they human beings. Okay, they're acting like they're God. Okay, they're not upholding the law. They're not doing shit. Okay, so look at Chris Brown. Look at Michael Holbrook. Look at all of these. Now Michael Holbrook is a judge that's in 22CV008947, which is consolidated with this damn case because I'm suing Spitz. And why ain't nobody did shit about this? Okay, now what else did he say? On October 26th, Litter emailed Ms. Clark and asked her her position is with regard to handling of the 15,000. Do you prefer them to simply hold the funds until your fee dispute is resolved? And then they blah blah blah. And Ms. Clark, I do not wish CBS to hold any property due me post settlement. Right, because you already agreed to send it to me in the entire sum in total. Like, why would you hold it? Bitch, now go ahead and tell the truth. Now, why did you interject number 19, number 20 after number 19 right here? Why did you put in here? And then what we want to let you know, court too, is that our attorney of Litter Mendelson, Richard Diageo, had actually went over and told Spitz law firm that he was going to give them 15,000 of the 15,028, and he asked for their what's the name, W-9. But Richard never did go back and tell them that he actually voided that because Ms. Clark said duress, and then they took all the specific language out. So we really do know who the rightful owner is because we ensured that we wrote it up as her being the rightful owner. And we told Trisha Breland, look, you got something going on with Ms. Clark and whatever's up with that fee, you're gonna have to sue her yourself. But we said, well, shit, since they said they're supposed to sue us, we don't want the world to know nothing about that. We gotta cover our ass some kind of way, Richard. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna file this and let's see if we can get over with this because she's a dummy anyway. She don't know nothing. We'll just make it seem like it's an interplay and we'll get off scot-free and stuff like that. Yeah, because we're lawyers. We're lawyers, and we know everybody down there at the court. And we're buddies with them. We'll be drinking our drinks and hanging out at the golf course and butt fucking and scratching each other's back and shampooing each other's hair and shit. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so Ms. Clark rejected that and requested threatened file disciplinary grievance against their lawyers after the sign. Exactly. And I did. And there's grievances against all these people. They stole it. They seized it. Okay. Why did they put in there on XYZ date, October the whatever, Richard Diageo actually outreached Ms. Clark and told her that Spitz was going to sue him and me individually because of what we did. And we asked for her consent because we know that she has to consent to us holding the property because of the way that we want to put the contract up. We know that she's a rightful owner and everything like that. And then she told us no, she would not consent. And so her consent was not expressed or implied, but we said we got to figure out a way to go ahead and seize it and steal it and pretend like we don't know the rightful owner and all this type of shit. They're each complaining, saying that it's theirs and this, that, and but we don't know whose it is, but we know it's rightfully hers by law. We don't, because it's technically part of the MSA agreement. That's rightfully mine, bitch. There is no lien. What? They know it. It's no lien, it's no court order, it's nothing. It's no judgment, it's nothing. You know the rightful owner. You can't just take somebody's money. Okay? That's just like somebody coming along anywhere, like from a car dealership and say, you owe me $25,000 for that car that you're driving right there. I'm gonna call your attorney right now and tell him that you owe it. And the attorney's like, oh, okay, you owe it? Let me take it. All right, I got it. Yeah, let me go file an interpleader over it and shit like that. Like, you ain't got no proof. You don't have a lien or a court order or a judgment saying that they owe it. So I don't know if I'm able to just seize it and hold on to it and gain control over it. Just do whatever the fuck I want to do with it. So yeah, but CBS and Alex, Rondo, Richard Diageo, they can just seize my shit and take control over and do whatever the fuck they want to do under deception. Yeah, that's what they did. It's that. Right. So anyways, that's Alex Frondorf. There's his bar number. There's his email. That's all they should. Okay. These are liars. These are cheats. Yeah, these are thieves. Yep. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and they're saying allow the plaintiff to deposit the 15,000 funds at issue into a court or this court otherwise directs, well, the money's not in the court. This is one of the things that what's the name? Chris Brown never did address. The money's not in the court. This is ever since November 2022. It's not in any fucking, and it should never be deposited in a court because you shouldn't have the right to have it anyways. You should have never seized it anyway. There's nothing out there that gives you the right to hold on to $15,000 out of all of the other money that you owe. The $15,028 is a part of the overall settlement agreement. You're not allowed to just take it and hold it. Because what did I tell you at EEOC? If you do that, I'm not agreeing to any type of settlement whatsoever, which would have meant I would have never dropped any of my claims. Do you see the trickery? Do you see what would you do? What would you do? I dropped all of my complaints because they knew that they were accused of placing me under duress and coercing me to sign that bullshit where Richard said was going to give Spitzlocker 15,000. Richard went back and revised the agreement. He took out everything, a specific language giving him anything. He told Trisha, no, this is technically her money. All of it, you got to get it from her. Okay, he sent me the email. He said, listen, they don't think they can get anything from you, but because of the mistake he made, he won't own up to by telling them he had money for them and not going back and telling what happened, that he voided it in El Salvador and changed the language, or they wasn't going to be able to get no settlement, EEOC or general release. They couldn't get no settlement out of me at all. It had to say total entire sum directly, or I would not sign it. They did that, but now they're playing in the court. It's fraud on the court. Is anybody gonna go to jail? FBI, are you there? FBI, are you there? Bar Association, are you there? Any other attorneys there? Are you embarrassed by this? Do you want them to be a part of your bar? You want these lying motherfuckers to be a part of your bar? These motherfuckers are liars. They know the right fault. They stole my money. I'm being harmed by the employer and their attorneys on purpose. But nobody cares. Oh, well, I did want to just come and show that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah. Close that. Oh, no. Is that what I want to close? No. Let's see. I don't want to close that. Let's see if we can find something else. Case information sheet. Yeah, you can literally go and look at any of this stuff. This is an answer. Yeah. So, yeah, I named everybody. That was the reason why all this shit came out. All this public record. You go look for yourself. All these cases. Go look for yourself. Go and read it yourself so you can form your own opinion. Please do. Yep. So we just talked about all of that, everything that I told you. Yep. So I said plaintiff by way of signature from Karen Gaster, senior legal counsel for Aetna Incorporated, agreed to release the full amount of confidential settlement amount to defendant April Clark in accordance with the outline agreement specification. Defendant April Clark denies Spitzlocker has charging lien against the funds owed to defendant April Clark. They don't. They don't. I mean, if you do, go ahead and show it. They don't. There's no reason for my money. They took my money. They just took it, like they took it out of my purse and said, we gonna hold on to this and do whatever the fuck we want to do. You can't have it, bitch. You black bitch. You don't tell us what to do. You slave. These are all white people too. That's how they treat blacks. I don't care what nobody's saying, what nobody think about it. Because I said this just can't be happening. These are all white people, and they're doing this because I'm black. It's still discrimination going on. It's because I'm black. I got a disability, all that. And I asked that man, Richard Diageo, stop bothering me with this, asking for consent of my money. I said, no, you keep exacerbating my mental health conditions, and he didn't care. I don't care, black bitch. I don't care. I'm not about to be sued over you, black bitch. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, they do whatever they want to black folks, okay? And just like these judges that's sitting down there at 22CV0078666, 22CV0089472, 22CV8936, it's all related to this, and it's EEOC and all of that. They're all white, all right? And in EEOC, they all acting white, okay? Thomas Cocklaw, he ain't no black man. He ain't trying to advocate for black folks and stuff like that. It's being discriminated and shit like that on the job, ain't done nothing wrong. Thomas Cocklaw should be ashamed of himself. He ain't no fucking attorney acting like a fucking attorney, quoting case law and shit like that that isn't applicable to the instant matter. Like, well, since Aetna put the money in the court, it's not in their hands. They didn't attach some case law, and they ain't put no fucking money in no damn court. There's no lien, there's no judgment, there's no nothing, and ain't no money in no court, no trust fund or nowhere. What you talking about, Thomas? All right, you got a whole master's in arts. Boy, go sit down some fucking where, bitch. I got a master's in business, okay? Get on up out my face. Okay, I know more than half these motherfuckers. All right, and they keep playing with me and shit like that. But it's okay. I ain't got shit else to lose now. They done took everything. I'll probably be dead pretty soon. I mean, I'll be living out in the street in my car, in a tent under a tree and stuff like that. No housing or nothing. They took my job. They took everything. They did on purpose. EEOC want to enforce their shit. Won't nobody in any type of government do a damn thing about it. The only one that really is trying is Sherrod Brown's office. All right. So trying to hold the fuel to EEOC or whatever. So, okay. But anyway, if you want to donate, you can donate me something. So I don't be on the fucking street. $sign Care Advocates 444. $CAREADVOCATES 444. That's a damn cash out. I don't have no money. I don't have shit. I said, boy, but so you guys have to know about this. They put it in the public. So I have the right to defend myself and tell my side, and I'm gonna tell it. And yeah, so I don't know. And everything I say is absolutely true. It's the truth, and I can verify and validate it all. That's why I can't wait to get to the point of the jury trial. Somebody's gonna see it. Yeah, I don't need no judge. I need regular people that this shit can happen to. This can happen to you. All right. So, anyways, yeah, I said they're holding. Say plaintiff has no interest in what I said. Yeah, at the point of settlement agreement via EEOC mediation, defendant April Clark continued representation as pro se. Plaintiff has no interest in or claim to the funds described herein, yet are holding funds in attempts to coerce defendant April Clark into accepting plaintiff and specific contentions. Plaintiff counsel by way of Littner Middleton PC, Richard Diageo, has unilaterally attempted to resolve the dispute between defendants April Clark and Spitz Law Firm in several emails correspondence. Defendant April Clark alerted plaintiff counsel Richard Diageo to cease attempts. However, plaintiff counsel by way of Littner Middleton, whatever, Richard Diageo consented to send emails requesting defendant April to consent to holding the funds in that amount. Defendant admits, April Clark admits to bringing employment claims against plaintiff as pro se from initiation of the case through the date Spitz was hired on or about July, whatever, with respect to the U.S. District Court Southern Division case. Yeah, continued pro se and all alternate, as none have been alerted or contacted with respect to representation of counsel Spitz. Defendant did alert each party and each employment claims were filed as their investigations continued. Their representation had been acquired according to all of these. Okay. Defendant, they had not been contacted by Spitz. That's what I'm saying. They were saying that nobody else contacted them. They wasn't trying to do anything. They never told them nothing or did anything on behalf. All right. Defendant continued pro se with respect to litigating and mitigating all subject matters of the interpleader complaint from initiation of all complaint filings through the final agreement upon settlement. Mhm. Yeah, I denied this about Spitz negotiating anything. I said, defendant Spitz Law Firm may have negotiated settlement on Spitz Law Firm behalf of Spitz Law Firm interests. As defendant April Clark had no insight into negotiations, did not participate in the negotiation, had no awareness of any conversation Spitz Law Firm had with plaintiff counsel, was not consulted or provided feedback on any negotiations taking place between Spitz Law Firm and plaintiff counsel, and or allotted opportunity to refute or rebut issues that may have been presented by plaintiff's counsel during those negotiations is so true. Defendant April Clark had not had any further contact with Spitz Firm. Post awareness of initial demand for settlement letter will be sent to the plaintiff counsel. Defendant April Clark was never outreached by Spitz regarding settlement negotiations and or progress until received email correspondence from Spitz Law Firm counsel Tricia Breedlove on September 13, 2022, Spitz Law Firm counsel Tricia Breedlove inquired via email if defendant April Clark had been doing DoorDash and for update on current employment status. The email received noted, as we previously discussed. I never talked to her. The email said, as we previously discussed, like, Yet defendant April Clark had never spoken to Tricia Breedlove ever, which I hadn't. Defendant April Clark requested more insight into the case, noting she had never met nor or spoken to Tricia Breedlove from Spitz Law Firm hire date to receipt of the email. Okay, so it says, hello, thank you for the email. I mentioned to Mr. Kerr, I sometimes DoorDash. I have not DoorDash post being terminated. No income has been received in excess of unemployment. Your email read as if we had spoken previously as it relates to our last conversation. I responded in that manner in which I did, as I had had a conversation with you, not had conversation with you specifically, and was unaware of who you were. I do appreciate the clarification that you read the file and gathered the insight into the last participation. Spitz Law Firm counsel Tricia Breedlove and for defendant April Clark. You are correct. We have not met. I have notes in the file wherein you told the prior attorney handling your case that you were doing DoorDash. Is that correct? So what she means by that, that's that guy Nick Kerr. It's the intake questions that they ask. That's what she's talking about. It's not as if I was working directly with a prior attorney and we were going back and forth about, whatever that they were on board. No, that's the intake questions that Nick Kerr asked that's in the file that she's talking about before they decide whether or not they're going to take your case. Okay, that's what she's talking about. Yeah, so she's a whole liar too. All right, so I said that April Clark admits requested via the Spitz Law Firm counsel to inform of intent to withdraw from the U.S. District Southern District of Ohio court case. Post defendant April Clark termination of attorney-client relationship. I said, please provide alert if Spitz Law Firm intends to withdraw from the court docket, or I will submit a motion by close of next week. Here, let me open this. You can take a look at. Let me see what Pepper in there. Hollering about. There, take a look at this. Look at Forky. around here. Am I on this? There. Good. Okay. I am back. So I'm gonna heat me up a piece of Eckerd smoked sausage. Yeah, we just talking and this is real life. This is a day in the life of a nurse, a Black nurse. But it's so unfortunate that you have to say that. It's so unfortunate that you even have to bring up a race. That's how I feel. But sad thing is it is true and it is an issue. And some people just don't know how to just stop doing that, discriminating and retaliating based on somebody's race. But I'm saying like every single day, like it just keeps happening. It just keeps happening. And yeah, so I'm a Black woman. I'm a educated Black woman. Yeah, none of these people that I say in here will be able to refute or rebut anything that I'm saying. This is actually in the court right now, Franklin County Court of Ohio, Clerk of Courts of the Common Pleas. Okay. It really is. And I just requested a demand for jury trial. So yeah, I am indigent. I don't have a pot to piss in. I've been applying for so many jobs, and I tested it. I tested the shit too. So like, I don't know if you file an EEOC and you get a settlement. I think they just like totally destroy you. It's like career suicide. I mean, so yeah, they like it's an awareness. Like somebody even outreach me, so they want to move forward. But then I never heard nothing else from them. That happened twice. I actually took 2 personality tests. Yeah, they never called after that. Like, it's something freaky with it. I don't really know because I'm overly qualified for a lot of the shit. But I'm executive leadership level. I actually am. I've been a nurse for a very, very long time. I have an MBA. I have a bachelor's in nursing. I'm a legal nurse. I'm a life care planner. I have 2 associate's degrees. So I got associates of arts, associates in applied science, microcomputing, a hardware installation, and software installation and management certificate. Those came from Columbus State. Went to nursing school and got a bachelor's. I did advanced placement, got my bachelor's in 3 years from the best college in the world. Yeah, I went to another college. I got my master's in business. Yeah, so yeah, so I don't really know. Yeah, and I took a role at CBS as a case manager, mainly because I really loved Aetna, and because I was a quality management nurse, and he was reviewer 3 for Aetna, working under the same manager there. Her name was Valerie Smith, and I was contract, but I would come back every year because she would call me back every year. I never have performance issues, and I do a great job. I exceed expectations for jobs because that is my expectation. That people really put forth their best effort to exceed and go above and beyond what the expectation is, especially when you have patients and stuff like that. You need to advocate. You really, really need to do the very best that you can for them and put them in better positions and stuff like that, and optimize their overall health and wellness for optimal outcomes, right? I mean, that's the goal. And I do that all the time. But within that, it also includes a bit of advocacy for myself, because in order for me to do that for people, I have to advocate for myself as well to ensure that I'm not being abused, and to make sure that I'm not being asked to do things that are illegal or unethical or that can harm a patient or another person or put my nursing license on the line. I can never ever do that. And the nursing board would not appreciate it. Not the Ohio Nursing Board, not American Nursing Associations, any accrediting bodies, any schools, anybody, nobody would appreciate if they knew the true underlying issues involved in this particular case that led to an EEOC family or federal family or anything. They would not appreciate it. And maybe I should tell it all, because then maybe that way I would get more support from other nurses and from actual stakeholders and funders and true individuals over quality and everything in law, maybe in justice, and maybe a real investigation, criminal investigation and stuff will be done, and really, if I really told everything, then maybe, right? Because I haven't done shit wrong. I'm just trying to do the right thing for people. And I will never put my nursing license on the line. And you never, ever, ever should do that. And I'll just let you know that a lot of these people are nurses, and it's not okay. So, whatever, yeah, you got your bad apple nurses, bad apple lawyers, bad apple, doctors. Got a lot of bad apples out here that are in the bunches and things like that. And, I'm here to tell you right now, I'm not gonna stand for it. I'm gonna get rid of you, bad apples. All right, I'm gonna bring the awareness to the public and let the public decide what's best and how you need to take responsibility and how you're gonna be held accountable. But you're gonna get out of the field of whatever you're in that you keep causing these issues. And like I said before, employer, you need to go back to the damn drawing board. You need to look at whoever has caused you to pay out revenue in a settlement. You need to go build you a quality immediately improvement plan based on all the settlement fucking funds that you've had to represent somebody for their be vicariously liable for the actions of motherfucking pinhead employees that you got working on that job. Okay. Go, and it starts at your hiring process because these people must be tricking and fooling you in the hiring process. Okay. You hiring them in there thinking they're going to uphold your mission and vision, but really it's a personal character issue. And they're getting in there and they're abusing people and shit like that. All right. It's them, it's their character, it's them. They're the bad apples. You better get rid of them and stop getting rid of people like me. I'm a fucking asset. I'm a change agent. And the shit stops here. I'm the last one you're gonna kick and beat down and shit like that. I'm the last one. It's over. Instant. So, yeah. Taste this Eckrich smoked sausage and see if it's good. Because I gotta taste it before I give any to my grandbaby. We bought some from Myers, and we bought like 5, 6 packs. Because my granddaughter, I said before, is autistic, and she has different food aversions, and she likes Eckrich smoked sausage, and it has to be Eckrich. It has to be crisp a certain kind of way, and so we buy a lot of it for her. And bit into one and Texas. She wouldn't eat it. She wasn't eating it. We're like, what's going on? And then we had a bite, and it just was not good. I was like, maybe it's just that pack. Maybe it's because the air fryer threw it out, did another piece. Like, no, I think it's something with the Eckrich smoked sausage from Myers. It was like 5 or 6 packs. We had to go ahead and throw it all in the trash can. Look at that money wasted. Look at that money wasted. Probably what happened was Myers ass probably let the shit thaw out or something like that, or it went bad, got spoiled, and they refroze it and sold it. See, making motherfuckers sick and shit like that. That's what people do out here. Yeah, they do anyways. So I hope you had time to read through this. You know, you can always back up the video, stuff like that. But I keep writing the same old shit and everything that I keep submitting to that court. They know everything. There's letters in the court, and everything. They absolutely know, what's going on. They know it's a cover up. You know, and see, like in number 15 here, what's his name? Richard Diageo. He thought he was so damn cute. He gonna tell what's her name? Richard Diageo formed Spitz firm of Aetna, CBS Aetna intent to send a $15,028 check directly to me, which she did. Spitz law firm counsel Trisha Brelow demanded check be sent to Spitz firm, and Richard replied, Trisha actually, Ms. Clark repudiated the original agreement that called for issuance of check to your firm, and the settlement agreement that Ms. Clark ended up signing does not require issue. Okay, so they're right there. He should have said, Trisha, actually, I voided that agreement that you're referring to that required a $15,000 check to be sent to your offices. And in fact, what I did was I provided Ms. Clark a copy of my red line draft, which was the revision for when she caught me and the EEOC mediator attempting to coerce and place her under duress and sign that agreement that you are talking about that was going to give you 15,000. But we do actually know that you don't have a lien or order a judgment, and this is her actual rightful own property. If you got a problem with that, you need to go ahead and sue her in the court. But we don't have shit to do with it. We already agreed that we're going to go ahead and pay her everything in total sum. Yeah, because she told us she wasn't gonna agree to any settlement. We're trying to get this done and over with out of our here. So I gave her the revised version, my red line .doc Word document. I told her to review it, look over it, send it back to me. I took all the specific language out, paying you any specific dollar amount, 15,000, 1528, a dollar, a nickel, 1 penny, everything. Okay. I just said, hey, we know about the fee dispute. Yeah, so don't know what to tell you. Too bad for you. April Fools. All right, kiss my ass. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, thanks. We should tell him what he really did. Take responsibility. Okay. Why don't he take $15,000 out of his own personal assets and send over there to the motherfuckers? Okay, he balling, ain't he? Mr. Attorney, got your whole damn firm and shit like that. Why you got your foot on my neck? And I'm sitting up here suffering. I ain't got shit. I mean, got dog. I mean, CVS ain't you $1 billion fucking company and shit like that, and abusing employees and shit, and your employees in there is discriminating and shit like that. You said they ain't, so okay, whatever. But we're gonna let a jury decide, because now we're gonna bring it all out now, honey. We're gonna bring it all out, and maybe those ones, the ones that were doing all the wrongdoings on the inside, maybe they can be called into court too. Think so? Subpoena them, and then we just go back to the drawing board. Go back to the fucking drawing board. And I thought that's what EEOC mediation was for, to avoid litigation and costs and stuff like that to taxpayers and running up judicial costs. That's exactly what these people are doing. They're using your taxpayer dollars. Don't you know that's waste? It's fraud in the court's waste. It's your taxpayer dollars. I'm indigent. I ain't paying shit on this shit. I ain't do shit. They filed this. This is forced fucking litigation. Ain't no interpleader supposed to do all this. They did it on purpose to cover their own ass. They're pieces of shit. They need to be in jail. Okay. Learning how to tie t-shirts into halter tops, and yeah, iron grilled cheese, like I said before. Yes, I did. Make fucking tattoo guns and shit out of CD motors and lances from Med Bay, the diabetic line or something like that. And taking white rain shampoo and burning motherfucking cardboard, scraping the black soot into the white rain, shaking up and get some ink and just do tattoos on each other. Maybe Richard DiAngelo and out in front, or it could be Sally's, and they could put tattoos on each other's butts or something. I don't know. Put the gloves on. What's the glove? You know, he could rub his back, blue glove from Med Bay, and the other one could rub the other one's butt with the gloves. Ask up there, Med Bay nurses might give you a couple of gloves. Take that and rub creams on each other's back or something like that. Maybe. You're gonna be out there at CRC. You'll have a part of rehab and careers at CRC first. That's where you get your number. Yeah. Ask these motherfuckers this in cahoots with you. Put some money on your books, bitch. Okay, let's try this Eckrich sausage. Look at it. Oh, can you see it? Oh, Eckrich. Okay, see. Say your grace. Okay. That's how it's supposed to taste. After smoked sausage. So anyway, let's see what else on here. I'm gonna told y'all this shit. I'm gonna find. Okay. So there is no disciplinary proceedings of the disciplinary board or anything like that. So I don't know what Richard Judge was talking about. There is none. Maybe they do that. Maybe they do that in New Jersey, but they don't do that here. Right. So basically, he was letting Trisha Breedlove know she need to go look at that case law. You know, just basically saying like, you can't do shit to CBS Aetna. You know, period. All right, she repudiated that. Ended up signing the one that doesn't require issuance of a check to you. She signed one that just merely acknowledges that a fee dispute exists. Right. Okay. So why do they have an interpleader here fucking around? And he's saying all this case law. And he's saying that a fund that is not created until paid to your former client, right? They haven't paid me everything anyways. And that the attorney's sole remedy is to pursue the lien against the owner. So why, if Spitsney wanted to pursue a lien, which it doesn't have, pursue the lien against the owner, there is no lien. There's nothing for Spitz to pursue in the form of a lien, okay? Which is not. Why don't you think why wouldn't they bring a lien? Because they don't really want it to be known that they acted in their own best interest and not mine, really. But now the world's on it, so. You can regular court. And I need a jury trial. Somebody look good paying me my $15,028 plus the fucking interest. Who's gonna put some punitive damages on these people? Who's gonna investigate? Who's gonna get me compensated for all this shit that I had to go through for all this time? Let's continue retaliation. It's discrimination, retaliation, because I'm Black, okay? And they know they can do it, and they know that nobody's going to do anything about it. They know that no one's going to stand up, no person, no agency, no nothing, not another Black person's going to stand up for me. Not another nurse is going to stand up for me. Nobody, they know it because that's just what happens. That's just what happens with the Black race, point blank, period. They know that. And also with even EEOC. You know? So they know that. So I have to go to the public, and then maybe there'll be a Black juror. Maybe there'll be a woman juror. You know, maybe there'll just be somebody that's like me that doesn't give a fuck about whether you're a man or a woman, or you're Black or you're white, you're Hispanic, you're Somali, you're whatever. Just do right by people, do unto others as they do on to you. It doesn't matter about none of that. That's fine. So I don't care about nobody. Race and people are so stupid. So dumb. People hate you for your skin color. People hate you for your gender. People hate you for your sexuality. People hate you for your disability. People hate you for your mental health status. People hate you for your social economical status. People hate you because you stand up or you advocate uh, or you love God or something, like. It just seemed like a movie to me. It seemed like a whole movie. Mhm. Anyway, mhm. Hopefully you can reach out. Okay. Well, so that was just my response to him, you know. So this is what Richard Diageo said. I already showed this in another video. He already sent her that email saying that CBS was going to send me my 15,000. Okay. So I was expecting it, but something happened that made him not send it to me, and that's what happened. Spitzer's firm threatened to file a lawsuit against CBS, Aetna, my firm, and both me and my colleague, Alex Rondo, personally. He italicized that. That's where his concern lies. Because it's her personal asset and everything he's worked for all his life. If Aetna sues for 15,028 disputed attorney fees amount to you. They have to. That's what they agreed to do. Send it all to me in total. So it doesn't matter what Spitz threatened to do. It doesn't matter they threatened to say threatened to if they're gonna sue Aetna and your firm and you and Alex. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with me. You need to send me my money because that's what you agreed to fucking do. And total and in full. As part of the overall total settlement agreement. I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. Okay. You going telling me all this shit like they have drafted a lawsuit and have stated that they intend to file it this Monday if an agreement is not reached as to the handling of those funds. What? An agreement's already been reached as to the handling of those funds. It's outlined clearly in the EEOC MSA agreement and also in the general release agreement. They're both the same. It says that you need to give me all the money in total entire sum payable directly to me as an EEOC charging party. Defendant A in this particular case that you filed a fake bogus impleader in. So agreement already there. I don't need to come to know any side agreement about it. You follow me, people. They thought a sister was a dummy. Play dumb. Play dumb, look dumb till you gotta show them different. Okay. 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 Mhm. Right. Where my shirt at though, boo? Okay. See how they keep trying to keep a sister down? When I try to throw the hat up, I don't know how many times. I said, I think I'm in the wrong motherfucking city because down south, pretty sure they wouldn't let me suffer like this. Pretty sure. Alabamians. He's like, what you do? What you do to the sister? To the black nurse? We ain't never done shit to no fucking body. What the fuck y'all do? Mm-mm. Yeah, but here, whatever. I done got on people, black folks, things and on Twitter and everything else and said like, please help, like people who be acting like they be so concerned about people doing stuff to blacks and stuff like that. You don't nobody say that. They like care. I was like, wow. They don't. Mhm. Maybe I shouldn't have no expectation of that in your ways, Not nobody's responsibility to give a shit. Um, what else does dude say? Yeah, so he just was basically saying, hey, they here to sue me or whatever. So, if I send you the money because I sat up here and told them I was gonna get in 15,000 and I never went back and told them I voided it out and I let you read the whole shit and all this. And so now my livelihood and everything is on the line. I'm gonna be like you, I'm gonna be like you. I'm not gonna have no money or nothing like I'm not gonna have shit. I'm gonna, lose everything I worked hard for and be like you, be in a vulnerable population. Maybe I have to apply for food stamps, maybe I have to apply for Medicaid and Medicare. And I'm not gonna be able to get a job no more, because once the lawsuit comes out and the bar association finds out what I did unethically and up with the professional conduct and stuff like that, maybe the disciplinary board or something like that would be so pissed. Then they might take my license and I want to be able to find a job. I have to go work at Burger King, or McDonald's or something, or I don't know, maybe I'll be a janitor or something. I don't know. But he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. He doesn't have to worry about it. He's not gonna have to really work anywhere. Well, you probably have to work in jail. I don't think you have to be a porter in jail. He ain't gonna be making nearly as much money as he is and being a lawyer though. Oh my God, it's 18 cents a day. Yeah. So well, maybe he'll get a job down at the chow hall or something like that. He can steal some hamburger and patty it up and put his butt cheeks and go back to the to the pod and you know extort motherfuckers for working this. Like, hey, you got to give me some before I give you a hamburger patty out of my butt. You want one? All right, then. You better figure out how to do all that shit too, because felony theft, it's a crime. She's go to jail. Yeah, so any day now. Um, it's a letter on the court as well, letting them know what the fuck's going on. These bitches just keep ignoring, like nobody wants to give my money, nobody wants to do shit, nobody wants to do shit, hold these motherfuckers accountable for that. Okay. I mean, it's just really weird to me. It's like, is this a movie? Is this Truman Show? Do y'all not see what these people are doing? These are wrongdoers. These are bad apples. These are demons. I mean, this is remind me of the motherfucking shit. What's the name? Devil's Advocate. Like, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, these people just like aliens and demons, like walking around out here just doing what the fuck ever to people. I mean, what? And nobody's doing anything. Are you scared? Are they? I mean, are these the princes and stuff of the underworld? Or are you scared? You better call on the name of Jesus. But yeah. So basically, he's just saying he's asking me for my consent, of course, because you need that by law, right? Yes, you do. And he was hoping I would say yes, and then everything would be fine. But I said no. So that's why they have, and they, by the contracts, by the settlement agreements, they have to pay me it all. But they said, well, we don't want to give this to her. That's it's gonna file that lawsuit, and then everything that we've been doing wrong and everything's gonna come out. Shit. In trouble, Alex. We're going into trouble, trouble. Yep, so we gotta steal her shit. Fuck her. We're coming about her. We attorneys. We attorneys. We do what we want to do. We attorneys. We attorneys. We do what we want to do. We're above the law. And I told his ass here, listen, I'm feeling, I've got this shit is mentally draining on you. It's not a lie. Leave me alone, pretty much. I mean, you're just exacerbating the shit. I don't want to hear about Aetna. I don't want to hear about CVS. I don't want to hear about shit. The shit needs to be over. These people revoke my livelihood behind the shit that these bad Apple employees of theirs was doing to me all the fucking time. And they got away with it. Those bad people got away with it, and I got fired and it was getting unemployment. And my whole life is over and destroyed behind the shit that those motherfuckers did. And nobody stood up and said, no, we're not going to get rid of her and fire her. We're going to get rid of you guys. Like, why are you doing this, that, and the other? And no, and stuff like that. Then you got a whole law firm that's like stealing your work and the shit that you're doing to try to advocate for your own self and stuff like that. Because I ain't got no money, ain't got shit. But one thing I do have is a brain, and I'm gonna fight for myself. Damn sure am. And I'm you keep on trying to fuck with me, So I'm gonna fight for myself. I'm gonna let it be known, let the public know, and everything like that. So the public can have an opinion on this matter because they put the matter in the public forum. Alex Frondorf, Liver Medicine PC, CVS, Aetna, and Richard Diageo. They put it out there. Yeah, so anybody that wants to get pissed and get a wild hair up their ass and get mad about why all this is coming out about what they're doing wrongdoing wise, instead of getting pissed and defensive and retaliating even further against me, get pissed and defensive at Richard Diageo and what he did. All right, what he did. Okay, yeah, he is the one that caused the whole problem. Salvador Lopez made his side of the shit right. And Richard Diageo actually made decided his shit right too at first. He's like, oh, well, we know there ain't no lien, it ain't just now. I understand your position. That's what he said. And they're like, well, oh yeah, we can't do this. This is, and everything was cool. But Richard, you didn't take responsibility. Now you caused everybody to get exposed and you ruined everybody's reputation. And now you have to go to jail with Alex Frondorf because of the dumb decision that you made. You participated, you took the risk of participating in theft because of the amount it's felony theft. And we can't wait for the day that you're arrested and you're in jail. And I mean it. We don't want to hear the boo-hoo cries and apologies. Okay, you've just been watching and seeing all this shit and everything that's in the court for I don't know how long. You still never came and said, yeah, it's true, I did. Aetna, CVS, release the 15,000. We'll get you the rest of the interest and stuff like that, and then wait on the judge to make the decision on what type of damages, additional damages are going to impose on you for the severity of the harms and things like that that you did. You did, Alex did, CVS did, Aetna, everybody. Mhm. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what they do. Mhm. It's a true case. Go and look it up. Please follow it. If you're in Ohio, you're paying for this. Your tax dollars are actually paying for it. Yeah, that's true. What motion is this? You can just go look at it. I mean, everything should be on there. What's this? Well, this was to put the what's the name under the seal, like the total settlement amount. That judge, whatever his name is, he's really strange. He never ever did anything. It's weird. This is a motion to dismiss this interpleader, requesting the court to dismiss the plaintiff interpleader. Okay, nobody's ever said anything to that. Okay. Um, was this the one? Let's see what else. That's the amended motion to dismiss and just kind of going on everything, go back over everything with the oops, yeah, 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 dismiss the interpleader, order immediate release and payment of full amount of settlement as agreed in the settlement agreement. Order plaintiff cover any and all costs incurred. Okay, order and impose any other penalties or sanctions of the court deems fit upon them. Right, so we're waiting for someone to do this. We're waiting for you to dismiss this fake interpleader, running up judicial costs, and it's a whole lie, and there's felony theft involved in Harlem court. We're waiting for you to tell CVS Aetna, who still has my money in their hand and under control. It's not with a third party. It's not in a court registry. It's not in a trust. Okay, there is no lien. There's no judgment. There's no court order to be held onto my shit. We want you to release my shit immediately, overnight it right now today. We want the plaintiff to have to cover any and all costs for having a motherfucker just keep doing this shit. You force it litigation, right? We want you, court or whoever, to order and impose any other penalties or sanctions with under the jurisdiction of the court that you deem fit upon the plaintiff, yeah, for frivolous conduct and acts to harass, coerce, maliciously harm, delay release of full property entitlement, and increase cost of litigation of the defendant. And we want that to be done. And why hasn't that been done yet? That's what we want to know. That's what we want to know. But we're going to bring that all up at the jury thing, right? Yeah, we are. Who's this? Oh, that's one motion to redact. This is redact the settlement shit. You can go look at all this shit. Listen. What's this motion? Yeah, all these motions, this man ain't made. That shit. Yeah. See, all these that Chris Brown is the judge presiding in this. He hasn't done anything since notice. Some Trisha Breed left over some bullshit. What's this? Oh, that's agreement, all right. What's this? That's the actual email from Richard, okay? Saying that CBS will issue $15,028. Hey, is there one in there?
Yeah.
I went to Speedway, but what's the name? They cash only, so I gotta go to a different one.
What?
That Speedway, not too far from here.
Oh, you ain't got no cash?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got to a different one. All right, I don't know what that was. Affidavit. Yeah, they're putting affidavits on file, too, really knowing what really happened at the mediation and what Richard Diageo did. They're really lying, like, so they should be held accountable for that. Karen Gasser, she's the one who actually signed the mediation thing, and she knows that, I said I wasn't going to sign anything if they didn't take that out. They know this, they're just liars. Anybody going to do anything? Yeah, Ms. Clarkison's beauty just spits for a claimed lien. They don't have a lien, but see, what do you call these people here? Littner and them, they're just trying to make it seem like they don't know the specifics and they don't know, and they didn't do whatever they did at the EDO hearing, and they're just playing as half truths. All right. Well, that's just whatever he had to put into the report, Richard Diageo. You go look at this stuff yourself. They asked the court if they could deposit the funds into the court. They asked. It was never granted, anything like that. So the money's not in the court. No, it's not in the court. Because the court knows that they're not supposed to have it. They know that they're supposed to do it. This all sent in to the judge. I did, it's really not recommended that anybody send notes and letters to judges and stuff like that, or that could be considered ex parte is what they say. But in this instance, I needed to send a letter, but I gave the letter to everybody on the case because I'm being severely harmed. And they need to know that I'm being severely harmed, and they all know, and they're not doing shit about it. All right. Yeah. So we disclose all of our witnesses. Yeah, and not everybody. I mean, we actually can go and amend this list. Yeah, we can go and amend this list. Yeah, we can add Jamie Williamson, Dylan Gockow, like everybody. And in fact, I think we will. Before court, we're going to go and amend our witness disclosure list because lots has changed since then. So we need to put Dylan Gockow, we need to put Sabrina Austin, we need to put Denisa Corrales. Yeah, and so I can show all those emails and stuff like that too. Yeah, and we need to put Thomas Cocklow. Yeah, and somebody named Wesley, whoever wrote that February 1st fucking letter from the EEOC, Thomas Cocklow, that said that the money was in the court registry, because we want to know how he found that out. I mean, they said EEOC said they researched and investigated and they found that the money was in the court. So we want to find out what court. I mean, I don't even know where that is. I don't know what's that. So we didn't find out, but we'll call them all in the court. Let them tell the people. Wow, won't that be interesting? I wonder what the universe is going to say. The jury. Wow, it's going to be great. Don't you think so? Yeah, of course. It is. I asked them to send the bitch to the federal court. Yeah, because to the U.S. District Southern Division in the interest of justice. And they're acting like they can't do that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what's his name? Ain't doing shit, but they were making response to it. Alex Frondorf and all them. Of course, they don't want this to go anywhere. This case can actually be back in federal court because the law itself stems from something federal. Yeah, look at all these letters. Yep, so they have the awareness, they have the awareness. Jury duty demand. Yes, so we have everything here. That's 22CV007866. Aetna Resources versus me. It's et al, but it's Spitz Law Firm. That they're that's defendant B. All right, so then this is me suing Aetna for what they did. Now they started a whole fucking fight. It's not supposed to be like that. Interpleader. So I had to put a jury demand here, put the letter on of just letting them know that it's a whole theft. Yeah, so they can't be playing dumb, right? Yeah, just letting you know, okay? Okay, no ruling on several pending motions have taken place to date. Well, that's the wrong date. I ain't no lawyer, I ain't got no secretary, nothing. I don't give a fuck, even if it took that long, it shouldn't have. They know I know rulings. See if I can look at this and tell. Yep, so basically, yeah. It says that Richard Diageo and Alex Feder have strategically devised a plan to misappropriate the property. That means they stole it. Okay. A defendant April Clark in the amount of $15,028 efforts to conceal the true and accurate facts related to this matter before the court. Plaintiff and the Resources LLC, a CBS Health company, counsel Richard Diageo and Alex Feder. No one understands their own roles, what I meant to say, in the deliberate and intentional theft or seizure of the equitable property in the amount of $15,028 belonging to the known rightful owner and beneficiary defendant April Clark. Richard Diageo wrote in an email correspondence dated October 18, 2022. Ms. Clark, I understand your position. I will revise the draft of the private settlement agreement that I had sent to you the other day to reflect the existence of a free fee dispute between you and Spitz Law Firm. I'm pretty much fighting Spitz Law Firm's case for them. Yeah, if they really want to sue Richard and Alex individually, personally, in their firm, they got the evidence right here. Boom, they win. Right? Mm-hmm. It's Richard Diageo admitting to the shit already. He went over there and fucking told those motherfuckers they had. I got a whole email where he actually went over there and told them some shit about 15,000, and that the EEOC mediator Salvador Lopez told him that I said I will deal with Spitz separately or something. Like, I ain't never said that. See how they lie on you and shit too? I never said that ever. I said these motherfuckers. So on October 18, 2022, Richard Diageo wrote Ms. Clark as requested. Me, myself, and I, Richard Diageo. Me, myself, and I, Richard Diageo. This one me and my grandbaby gonna be doing when we living in our car. Because these motherfuckers, robbers that did this money heist. Yeah, these robbers, when we're just living in my piece of shit car, me and her going to find like ravioli to warm up in the microwave at Speedway. It's gonna be the life. We're gonna get us some like sun blocker shits to put in the windows, and yeah. We're just gonna be singing every day, like, you know? Yeah. We're gonna say, Richard Diageo. Richard Diageo, have revised the settlement agreement, paragraph 1 specifically, to acknowledge the fee dispute between you and the Spitz firm, and to delete the language specifically requiring payment of the $15,028 in a third check to Spitz. Oh, Richard, why you sitting up here lying in the court? Lying in the court. These two pinhead motherfuckers, they pass the LSAT. They pass the bar. These dummies. Oh my god, Jesus! What? I might be able to go to law school after. I might not be so dumb after all. I might be able to go. You want to sponsor me? I'm already working on something right now. Scholarly. I'm already working on scholarly initiative currently. But I will go to law school too if you're going to pay for it. Excuse me, you have to wait until I'm done with this though. But Anyhow. And they're fucking with me being able to focus on my shit. With all this, I'm about to be homeless. All right. So he said, Richard Diageo, he says, please see the attached Word document. That's a doc. DOC, he sent it to me, containing red lined track changes which reflect the revisions. They reflect the revisions. If you are okay with the revisions to the settlements, I'm the adversary, right? Am I the adversary? This is CVS Aetna Resources LLC's attorney, providing me, their adversary, his revised changes. Why would he do that? See, here it seemed like he was just trying to do the right thing for the right reason, knowing that he needs to do this to uphold the law and, you know, that type of thing. But something came over him and made him not do the right thing. He knows what's right and he knows the right thing to do. That's why it's really actually sad. It really is, because I'm not trying to cause that man no fucking harm and no shit like that. I ain't trying to cause him no harm. He's doing this to himself. So is Alex Frondor. I waited a long time before I even said anything about them stealing my shit. But they're not taking responsibility. So I can't just, I'm just like, are you serious? These motherfuckers is really not going to give me my money? Like, are they really going to play this shit? Like, all right, now this is enough, because nobody wants to say that you committed felony theft, which you have, because that's criminal. Why would you put your life on the line like that? Why would you do that? I would rather Trisha Breedlove and Spitz Law Firm file against my assets as an individual and my firm, and then just, you know, pay the toll and whatever it is for whatever your actions were. If you got to be disciplined from a disciplinary board, usually it's not really that severe. 6 months to a year, they usually do something. I mean, that one guy in Yvonne Dyer, who lied and acted like she wasn't a landlord, but devised a whole damn lease agreement talking about Yvonne Dyer, landlord, in 22CV003339. That's a Franklin County Court of Common Pleas too. She's a whole liar and a fake as well. That lady been renting that property out as a landlord under her individual name, even to this other tenant who I'm going to bring into court anyways, renting it out to her and shit. Like, they getting PRC, like federal money, like not state funding, like from Mod Park Rehab, getting the money and accepting it as a landlord and shit like that. I mean, why is she sitting up there lying? Matter of fact, I need to call the police station today. Police station, yeah. I'm gonna call and ask them. I need to get in touch with the shot spotter detective, because I need to get the report on that particular address, 1774 Vital, Columbus, Ohio, Vital Week Park Place, or something like that. Columbus, Ohio 43206. It was shot up with bullets, the front and the back, putting everybody in the neighborhood at risk in broad daylight. So I'm gonna call that detective and I'm gonna ask him, is he able to give me that report? Yeah, and would he, you know, be willing to be listed as a witness on my witness disclosure list? I mean, if he's willing or not, I can easily subpoena him in on that particular case. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I have all my ducks in a row, my T's crossed and I's dotted. I might not be no attorney. I might not know how to do it all, you know, fantastic and great, but the truth, you know, is out. The truth speaks for itself. I don't have, I mean, I might not be able to do it like a fucking legal expert. I'm not a legal expert. I'm not an attorney. I've been forced into this. I got to defend myself. I don't want to be in court. I don't want to fight shit. It's these wrongdoers. They force it. It's ridiculous. Not shit I do is frivolous. Okay, yeah. Okay. And not shit that I do doesn't come from seats either. I have everything. Everything. And that's what they don't like. Yeah, but too bad. Richard should have took accountability for this. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to him. You know, whatever. Alex Brondor. But they don't give a fuck what's happening to me. I can already be on the street and homeless. I won't have a roof over my head. I won't nothing. And I said I have an autistic nonverbal grandchild and an son who, yeah, has diagnosed with schizophrenia, had a first psychotic break, really not too long ago. And yeah, so they don't care about me. You know, and it's a shame. It's a shame that I can't. That because you don't care about me, you want to keep harming me that I have to, you're making me go against what I believe in and I have values. I don't want to hate nobody. I don't want to not care about others. But at this point, it's just like, oh my God, like in the name of Jesus, like I really have to keep going and asking the Lord, like, Lord, please help me forgive them because I don't know how to do this. Like I'm not no saint and I'm not Jesus, bitch, get away from my shit. Yeah. Okay. The motherfucking nosy like him. Nosy motherfucker, okay? She be over here witchcrafting it down and shit. These motherfucking witches out here think they're slick. What they do is they put revenge spells and stuff like that on you and things like that because they think you're a whole dummy and that you're not aware and that you don't know. But they don't know that you also know how to combat those kinds of things. That if anybody ever does that, is probably the worst mistake that they could ever do in their life because you've already put your name on a piece of paper, rolled it away from you very tight and set a nice prayer over it, and then you put them in a bottle with water that you froze, and then you put a whole bunch of other shit in there to weight it down. Yeah. And then you made sure that you tied it up real nice and tight, and you threw it out to sea. It's gone. And then they wonder why shit just ain't happening right for them and shit like that because they kept fucking with you. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, motherfucker, keep playing with a bitch all you want to. That's all I'm saying. Leave me alone. All right. Thank you, Jesus. All right. Well, because I didn't do that. She's a witch over here. And I also know two other witches. I know for sure that they're witches. And I know for sure that people will put, you think it's a joke, it's not. People will actually speak against you. They will put voodoo, black magic, kundalini, jinn, all these kinds of underworld type darkness, demonic things on you, and curses and spells, and all of these types of things. You really won't know it. You'll be questioning like, what the fuck? But if you have a sense of discernment, and yeah, you'll know. If you know, you know. Okay, and then you know how to combat it as well. And when you're combating against those things in self-defense, you're fine. Just keep the Lord, Heavenly Father at the forefront. Yeah, everything's cool. Yeah, it's a really bad mistake to mess with people that God has favor with or have sense of discernment. They actually have guides and things like that. They get downloads of information. They have visions and all that. And they really don't bother to fuck with nobody. When you come along and you do that, there's nothing that they themselves have to do to you personally. You've created an entire raft yourself in your own life. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these people have. I'm pretty sure anybody has. You'll probably won't know it because unless they come and tell you, but they know it within themselves. And any of them that come and look at this video, they see the video. If it hasn't begun to happen in their lives yet, it will. And then so that way they can go back and they can say, oh shit, I should have never done that to her. Okay, but there's nothing they'll be able to do about it. And it's nothing in my control. It's nothing that I'm gonna do to nobody. I'm not gonna do nothing to nobody. I'm gonna fight you back on paper. I'm not about to go do nothing to you physically or nothing like that. I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm not gonna bother you like how you did me. You harmed me severely and stuff like that. But all these types of harms that you place on me and my family and stuff like that, it's gonna come back on you. Very minimum 10 times fold on you and your family members and stuff like that. And but you did that to yourself. I didn't do it. I just have advocates. I have my own advocates. You just can't see them. And those are the ones that guide me to be at the forefront of what I do to advocate for other people. Yeah. You might not believe it, but it's absolutely true. So yeah, maybe one day while these people are sitting in jail, they might just say, well, I don't have nothing else to do. I'll just write a book and I'll just tell how, you know, I should have never did that to that girl, to that nurse that never bothered nobody. She just advocated. We should have probably just went on to pay her $15,000, $28 and never lied. I don't know, maybe. So, yeah. Did you get time to read some of this? Yeah, honey. So he told Trisha, he said on October 26th, he said, hey, good morning, Trisha. April Clark notified us that she was disputing the shit, right? And so CVS will issue a $15,000 check to her, okay? Because as that amount is technically part of the overall settlement amount due her under the settlement agreements. But he don't know who the rightful owner is? Alex Frondoff, they don't know who the rightful owner is? Right? This 15,028 is actually part of, the amount is technically part of the overall settlement amount due her under the settlement agreement. He means the general release and the MSA, right? Because it's all of it need to come to me, right? I'm pretty sure a jury will be able to see it. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna take long. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So he just basically told Trisha, hey, look here, let's go ahead and do what we do. And you know how the law go, and I'd have found your case law. I attached a copy and shit like that for you. Just go ahead, take a look at this and see what my position is on it, and just go ahead and be guided accordingly. Please be guided accordingly. That's why he didn't remember what he did. And he went over there and told him that shit, right? And then Trisha was like, hey, excuse me? I mean, you trying to be funny? You trying to be cute? Motherfucker, you done sat up here and said you were sending it to us. I mean, you asked for the W-9, I mean, what? He's like, oh, shit. Oh, okay. He said, oh, well, he still was trying to be a butt. Well, he's like, well, I mean, actually, Miss Clark repudiated that, Trisha, okay? Miss Clark repudiated the regional agreement that called for issuance of a check to your firm, okay? Let me remind you of that. Let me just tell you that, Trisha. You don't question me about why the fuck I just said to CVS was gonna send that girl that check. Okay, it's technically part of the overall MSA agreement and shit like that. We know this. We know this. I'm telling you what you can go to and find the shit. Okay. Okay, and then you got something else smart enough to say to me, but let me tell you, like, actually, I mean, first of all, excuse me, what? This part repudiated that, okay? Period. Okay. I really avoided and everything like that and sent her to shit and everything. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I ain't got to send you shit. Point blank period. Okay. Whatever you got going on with her, is between you and her. Okay. So I mean, rather the signed agreement merely acknowledges. I mean, the agreement now just acknowledges that the fee exists between you and Ms. Clark. Okay. All right. So Aetna will act in accordance with the law. Okay. And basically, the law is going to say that we need to uphold our MSA and our general release from the agreement and shit like that, because that's a legal binding contract. Okay. So I mean, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah. Look at this case again. I just told you about. I told you once. I'm gonna tell you again. You didn't look at it last time. All right. So Aetna settled with Ms. Clark for a specific entire sum. All right. For a specific entire sum. Yeah. Okay. How did this? Oh, that's for the recycle. So you mean to tell me he don't know that on the rightful owner of the specific entire sum? There is no attorney fees, if any, payable. So there is no attorney fees, but if there was, they're payable out of that amount that Aetna Resources CVS has no business intervening in. Their obligation is to pay me, the EEOC charging party, the specific entire sum, totally and directly as the MSA agreement tells them to. Okay. If she, Trisha, Brian, Spitz, whoever, Greg Schumacher want attorney fees, they got to come after me on their own, not in the form of a fake ass interview, and prove their case with actual work. They're not going to do that. And they can't. So all these motherfuckers probably got together and came up with this shit. It probably was all on conference call trying to figure something out. Like, we could do it, just some dumbass shit. I mean, I'm like, who knows? They probably already paid Spitz my money because they figured I wasn't going to fight back, or they know that the judge and is not going to give me my money or something like that, or tell them, like, the judge really has no right to tell them to do anything with my money. It's my money. This is a criminal case. This is theft. Period. Okay. Don't nobody have no right to tell nobody what the fuck to do with my fucking money. You stole it. Excuse me? I don't get it. You stole my fucking money. You need to pay me my money. Then you need to be penalized. There's consequences for that. You need to go to jail. Okay. The fuck? Yeah, so, anyhow. Richard was told, he said they threatened him or whatever, right? We already went over that. He asked me for my consent. He'd been told no, and I told him 100 times. I said, I'm like, listen, I mean, I don't know how nice I gotta be, like, please stop. You know what I'm saying? So, so he ain't saying it again. He's sending me this shit. One of these he sent me from his phone on a damn Saturday. I'm like, oh damn, what? So basically, I said, this law firm acting in their own best interest, not an interest of the plaintiff, has no upfront costs associated with any of the plaintiff employment claims and no actual work performed on behalf of the plaintiff and will not be able to demonstrate either in any court of law. However, plaintiff does have all her actual work, inclusive of each and every employment claim, filing, motion, pleading, research, discovery, and evidentiary work completed, letter or alternate uncorrespondence interview and or discussion with Litter Medicine prior to her defendant Spitz Law Firm, discussion with OSHA investigator, discussion with EEOC mediator, discussion with Ohio Civil Rights investigators, and any communication of evidence each investigator may have requested was provided by plaintiff, not defendant Spitz Law Firm. Spitz Law did not request pay stubs and employment history and statement of employer, nor place any legal hold, do no research whatsoever, and have none to show, and certainly no research was completed by way of case law, and Spitz will not be able to show any. This instance was a forced case as well, and plaintiff has been harmed severely. Spitz Law has no evidence of any upfront cost or expense incurred in which it paid on behalf of the plaintiff to fight any of the plaintiff's cases, inclusive of the federal case 2:2202519, U.S. District Southern Division, Ohio Civil Rights charges, U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity charges, OSHA charge for OSHA whistleblower charge, and defendant did not represent plaintiff prior to or during the actual MSA agreement negotiations on October 14, 2022. Plaintiff is pro se and incurred her own cost and put in her own time and labor in which Spitz Law Firm would like to pass on to the court and public as it is their own, yet it is not, and they will not be able to prove it. Hence the reason why Richard Diageo alerted plaintiff via email correspondence is that Richard Spitz Law Firm told him they did not believe they could recover from plaintiff. Spitz Law Firm has no actual work of its own and will not be able to show at any point that it does. And all work defendant Spitz does have is the actual work of the plaintiff. It's all my work. It's true. I gave it to him. It's all my shit. I've done all the work. They haven't done shit. As an attorney, you have to earn. Okay. And usually when people take cases on contingent basis, it's contingent because the plaintiff doesn't have the money or the upfront cost to pay to litigate a matter. Because this law firm hasn't paid anything upfront on my behalf, nor done any work. Okay, so whatever they have done, and they want paid for it, they can show it. So if they wrote a letter over there to Aetna, demand for setup, then they can get paid for that. What is it? $10? It doesn't take any research of case law or anything like that to send a demand for settlement letter. So you can't have that in your billable hours. Okay. All right, so basically, yeah, the plaintiff can show all her actual work, the mechanism in which it was distributed to Spitz Law Firm, and all witnesses from each aforementioned agency to speak for themselves and validate plaintiff claims. Plaintiff and their attorneys in 22CB00786 have devised a plan to deceive the court and participate in unethical and illegal practices that has caused and continues to cause plaintiff severe harm. Plaintiff requested the court to alert where her equitable property that was stolen by Richard Diageo and Alex Provo, post request for consent to hold via email sent by Richard Diageo to plaintiff was denied. This case has significant judicial costs associated with it, and plaintiff in 22CB0078666 deliberately filed a frivolous claim of a disguised interpleader to escape responsibility for its own attorney's actions. It's outrageous to harm plaintiff has endured. Plaintiff in 22CB0078666, attorney Richard Diageo, of his own free will, voided the agreement. He told defendant Trisha Breedlove of Spitz Law Firm he had $15,000 check extending from, and Diageo revised the general release along with Salvador Lopez EEOC to willfully remove any specific language previously noted in initial agreements that paid defendant Spitz Law Firm any of the total settlement amount Richard Diageo provided his red line draft to the plaintiff to overread and approve prior to finalization. Yet there is an interpleader in this court full of half-truths and outright lies to deceive the court, the public, and continue to harm with additional retaliation tactics. The plaintiff. The property of the plaintiff in this instance, which this particular case, I'm the plaintiff, okay? The property of the plaintiff in this instant has been seized without consent. No express or implied consent was provided, and all parties in this instance, 22CV00786 and 22CV08947, know and understand there is no lien, no court order or judgment that exists at the Resource LLC, CVS Health, Alexander, Richard Diageo, Spitzlofer have full knowledge and understanding of the totality of the circumstances revolving around this matter. The property of the plaintiff has been misappropriated intentionally and deliberately with the intent to fall the court, public, and continue to severely harm plaintiff and previously noted in several motions that remain pending on the record. There is no lien, no court order, no judgment on plaintiff property. The equitable property is in no trust account, no register in the hands of an innocent third party, no interest or ownership in equitable property belonging to the rightful owner as known by all parties in this case. Okay. A crime of felony theft has been committed and plaintiff intends to ensure the matter in all three cases extends to the Supreme Court anticipates filing legal claims against each attorney individual. Plaintiff requests notice of the location of her stolen property and why CVS Health did not send the $15,000 check. Richard Diageo noted an email to Trisha Breedlove back in October 2022. Richard Diageo was caught playing both sides of the fence and had to go back and tell Trisha Breedlove that he voided the agreement that paid $15,000 as no lien existed, and he was accused of coercion and duress. Plaintiff has been harmed and continues to suffer as a direct result of these actions and will prosecute as felony theft of property has occurred. All right, so this is true. Yeah, so this I just basically came on here to say, hey, chatty patty with y'all and stuff like that, but basically this is the type of underhanded bullshit that really goes on in Columbus, Ohio, for that County Court of Common Pleas, it appears. Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit, right? It's a lot of bullshit. Oh, yeah, I already did that. Yeah, so basically I needed a jury trial, and that's what I'm about to do with these affidavits. Yeah, because I really need to ensure, and you should do this too. You should do this too, especially if you feel like your rights are at risk. I have my rights deprived, literally, and it's true. Okay. So I need a jury trial. I need people that are non-biased, people that are going to try to be fair. They don't give a fuck about Aetna. They don't care about me. They don't care about Adam Fronder, nothing like that. They don't care about somebody's a nurse, a lawyer, none of that. Unless somebody in the audience is a nurse or a lawyer, and that means something to them. I don't give a damn. I can set myself aside, okay, from shit like that. I really can. And look at things for what they are. You have to really want to just, can I turn this around? We'll just leave that up. You really just have to be able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and even though somebody is a nurse, I'm in nursing, even though somebody is a nurse, you just can't accept everything that they're out here doing if they're doing wrong. I know plenty of nurses that are actually bad apple nurses, right? And many of them exist in the prison. I worked for the prison for a very long time. There's a lot of bad apple nurses there. Hence the reason why I felt a lot of grievance in there also, because those girls were doing really bad things and they were awfully mean. Okay, and just violating rights. They were evil people. And just coming into place drunk, stealing people's medications. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I'm just like, what is going on here? Y'all totally going against what Florence Nightingale said we're supposed to be doing. I think it's a bunch of y'all motherfuckers just ratchets. I don't want to be part of this. Like, this is not okay. And you have to weed out those bad apples. But if that's the grain of what's happening, you are going to be the one that gets targeted, and they will get rid of you for the person that's trying to advocate for positive change. So, and it's happened many, many, many times. And like I said before, I've actually made many changes behind the scenes in some advocacy types of efforts and things like that I've done for myself that ultimately affect the masses in employment primarily. Mhm. Yeah, lots of great changes have come about. And that's okay to stay behind the scenes because it doesn't matter. It's about change. It's not about recognition. It's not about saying, look, the reason why you have X, Y, Z is because I have found the thing, or I was behind the scenes and I did this anonymously, or I told this and that. This is what. That's not what it's about, honey. I mean, this is serious. This is about weeding out the folks that don't have any integrity, just the evilness and the meanness and the racism and discrimination, people who participate in those kinds of things, and the bullies. These are bullies and all of this, and they're the same people that in their personal lives will be very upset and ready to beat somebody to death that bullied them or discriminate against them, or say something about their race or put their licensing and stuff like that online and reported them somewhere, or I mean, I don't know. It's okay. It's like double standard. It's okay when they're doing it to others. But when the tables turn and things are happening to them and theirs, when it's knocking right on their doorstep right there, then they see. I don't even think they see that it's the same situation that they put someone else through. It's like they don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Like, you can do all that to them, but don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. I'm above the law. I'm privileged. I'm this and that. And I can step all over other people, but nobody better damn sure not step on me. And I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna let it be known that somebody else other than me, other than the black woman, other than the black nurse, has been harmed like this by attorneys and judges and stuff like that. Could probably speak up and speak out about it. And somebody would come and take a case, or somebody would come and defend them. Somebody would say, oh no, somebody revoked their rights and did this and people don't do that. Not in the black community. I was really shocked to see the shit that happened down in Alabama with the guy who threw their head up and everything like that. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's how it's supposed to be all the time, but it's usually not. Hi, boo. How you doing? But it's usually not, and it's okay though. So, but anyway, we're gonna figure. Hopefully, you got some great information. And have a great day. I'm going to go and get me another coffee, and then I'm going to go to a different speedway because that one was cash only. All right. Have a great day. Feel free to comment, share, like, and tell me, what would you do in a situation like this, or any of the situations that I shared? What would you do? Yeah, so I have to fight my own cases, and I have to let the public be the jury, and I have to let the public have an opinion. And Alex Frondorf doesn't care about that. He doesn't mind. That's why he filed it in the People's Court. That's why he ran down to Franklin County Court of Common Pleas and filed something in the People's Court, the public forum. He's like, I want the taxpayers to know. I want the voters to know. I want them to say how they feel about it. I need them to know it. So there you go.